Today it's time for German automotive luxury, deutscher automobiler Luxus. Yeah, also some German lessons for today because we have, based on the all-new Mercedes S-Class generation, the Mercedes Maybach. This is the pinnacle of luxury in the S-Class segment. And Maybach, listen and repeat, Maybach, not Maybach, because the Germans, they have this CH as so. And the ultimate German pronunciation would be Mercedes Maybach. That's it. So now you know it, and you can see here this distinctive front grille, vertical fins, really different with an own look. And then we have the split here in the front hood. We also picked this red paint for today. We think it's most beautiful from the cars here on location. There is also this two-tone paint available. Yeah, that is a little bit, let's say, doubtful on what you think about it. Looking forward to your comments. We have LED, of course, at standard, and then there's also here this digital light that can also serve as a kind of projector for assistance systems. In any case, elaborated high beam function. And when you have the 12-cylinder engine we have here today, this is here in chrome, whereas the 8-cylinder, this part would be in black. And here we have a V12 engine. Hardly ever that this exists. 6-liter of displacement, 612 horsepower, 4.5 seconds is the acceleration figure, and 4.8 for the 4-liter V8, which would be the alternative, and definitely also enough. Maybach logo right there. The V12, so not really that much quicker, basically heavier, and then you can say, yeah, but I have more cylinders than you know? And the Chinese market, by the way, will also get a 6-cylinder and even a 6-cylinder plug-in hybrid. Uh-oh. Not good. Well, the side profile, that takes a while. 5 meters 47 or 215 inches. This car is forever somewhere ending, and this is even 18 centimeters or 7 inches longer than the long wheelbase version or US standard normal S-Class, for even more rear comfort, of course. The door handles here, they fold out or come in when you close the vehicle. They go in when you close the vehicle, but ignition is on at the moment. I'll soon show that to you. And the special thing here about the side profile is special wheel sizes, for example, and wheel styles, 19 to 21 inch. Here in the Maybach style, more closed, I would say. Again, the two-tone paint in the side profile, more, screaming out, but I think unicolor here is just more stylish, I think. This logo here, by the way, the side logo at the C-pillar can be illuminated in US markets, for example, not allowed here in Europe. And the stretched look here, I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think about the design right here of the Maybach? Is it too much or is it just right? Oh, the door handles. Now they went in. There we go. Finally. And then let's push them out again. There we go. Well, the rear design of the new Mercedes C-Class, CLA, E-Class, new S-Class, S-Class Maybach. Yeah, you know where this is going. They all look the same now from the rear with these horizontal tail lamps, and the design is completely identical. And yeah, Mercedes, it says that we have this uniform design language and so on, but some customers say, hey, I want to have something different than a C-Class, but design-wise the same, but of course it's wider. And massive fake exhaust alert. What is this? Yes, the real exhaust goes through, but then there's this split. What is this? Why? Why? I really have to think about this. The khaki, white on the inside and the outside here, slight nuance of rose gold maybe, or bronze or something. Then there is, of course, the normal door closing sound, which is of course quite decent, but I've heard better one actually. But you don't close the door that way with the Maybach, right? The way you do it is like, yeah, with a soft close. Then inside of the doors, now it gets really exciting. I think it's a nice color fit here with white on the interior, and we have the red exterior, like this here, and this is where you control the seats, but it doesn't give a haptic feedback anymore, but still something happens. That's actually not a step forward. Heated and cooled seats right there. This is also like we know from the normal S-Class. Then the interior with a lot of different individualization features. Here, for example, the steering wheel in black, but yeah, that can maybe get also quite hot in the sun and so on. With this slot design, of course, no AMG styling with the two horizontal fins as it's available in the AMG line with the S-Class. But styling-wise, I mean, with the black and white, that looks really fancy. Different ones can be bought. Everything digitalized, instruments, and also the central infotainment system, and the seats with this kind of fluent design that actually overlaps. And my favorite feature is the high floor right here, so this giving a very cozy atmosphere. Seating wise, by the way, very interesting. More and more customers also here in the luxury segment ask for animal-free seats, and they are actually available on demand. A high-class fabric option they are working on, and also high-grade leatherette options. But from the normal price list, it's usually then animal skin so far, but a lot of moving, happening right there. In any case, the ergonomics of the seat is quite good and luxurious, of course, and very plush seating. And my favorite is actually here. Oh, this is really cool. Microfiber here for the cushion, and really rare to have a cushion in the front. And this is so relaxing. So I even don't feel like driving at the moment. I just like. The interior, 12.3-inch digital instruments left with special Maybach logo and visualization, and on the right side 12.8-inch screen like we know from the new S-Class. This is the Apple CarPlay integration with wire or wireless. And what I most appreciate is that you have the fitting color scheme right here, with the two-color steering wheel, and then also here the decor elements. Different ones can be bought, and then here also the black and white and so on. This is really cool. The air vents here, you see here is 2 and 2, also in a horizontal scheme, so this looks really impressive. And also clean atmosphere from the screen. However, due to the angle, it can get really hot in the sun and so on. And again, the normal Mercedes menu, here's the hotkey, and there are faster infotainment systems. It's actually quite cool. So this is then how the map works. But for example, when you want to control the climate unit, you can also do it with voice input. Other than that, you have to click right here for warmer and colder and for the vent strength. Or we use the voice control of the MBUX system. But does it react on Hey Maybach or Hey Mercedes? Hey Maybach? Hey Mercedes?
How can I help?
Are you a Mercedes or a Maybach?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, please?
Are you a Mercedes or a Maybach?
I'm sorry, but I can't help you with that right now.
She can't help me right now. Yeah, isn't that always the case? Sorry about that. So let's go back to the main menu. Here there are of course some more comfort features. Then ambient lighting, 253 different LEDs like this. Of course at nighttime you see it more, and massage seats. Ooh, hot relaxing back. Oh no, not hot relaxing back. It's already hot outside. What about the mobilizing massage? Yeah, that's right. And yeah, that really feels very good. And even more to come of that, of course, when we move to the rear. But let's finish the front first, right here in the front. There's this, if you're still smoking inside the car, then active charging pad, 2 USB-C chargers, and when you close this and open this one here, 1 more inductive charging pad and 2 more USB-C chargers. Instruments, they are also available with the 3D element, but you cannot really display that on camera, just with your own eyes. Yeah, I think that's a realistic fuel economy, right? So, and then you can also get different, this is the Maybach style, but if you want it more classic, for example, you can also go for this one, or then the map view. This is of course always helpful. And the head-up display, everything in the line of sight, if you want, also with augmented reality function for GPS arrows. I'm receiving a very important transmission through the Mercedes headphones here, and that is that there's a crucial new feature called the seatbelt reacher. Here, look at that, this is the normal status then, and when I close the door, that this effect can be shown into you. Here we go. Then you can easily get it. And I mean, let's try it. When I take a seat behind the driver's seat, as I would be driving, you see there's plenty of legroom left. And when I would close the door, it comes towards me, but you can see, how is that one strange? This is a seatbelt airbag, so it's kind of blowing up, that the area is a little bit thicker then. Yeah, you know, Ford also offers that in the, I think, Galaxy on the S-Max or both. So it's not like a Maybach exclusive feature, but it's really interesting because it just makes it even safer than in the case of a crash. Looks a little bit weird though, but definitely a good safe technology. So here already a lot of legroom, but it's of course even more spectacular soon here at the real, you know, being chauffeured seat. One more look here at the infotainment system already from here. This basically mirrors what's happening in the front, and the same way you can, for example, also go to these comfort settings and then activate your massage, for example, and also the intensity and so on. Well, and since the display is quite far away then from you because there's so much room, you can also take this one here out. So here like this, you can either leave it in there or that way. Then there's like an additional tablet, then you can, you know, do the very same things here with activate the massage and so on while holding it in your hand. And this whole split middle console, I mean, there are more things to press right here, for example here for each side, and then there's the additional climate unit here, but it's a little bit weird. It's one button, so the whole climate unit is one button. That's a new trend in the automotive industry. Cup holder, heated and cooled. Here, what might these two be for? I'll soon show you, or you might, yeah, you know, put it in the comments if you know it. And then now it becomes quite obvious. Here is the access to the fridge, like here, and then we can get out our champagne, which is water for the day because we are drivers, you know, no alcohol while driving, right? So water for the day, it's totally fine with me. And however, if I am not driving, which is, yeah, quite seldom the case, then let's try out the fold flat function. This will be the most spectacular option than now. So here we go. Yeah, let me already take off my shoes because that's of course better than here for this luxury vehicle. So news here also, as for the heating, I mean, at the moment it's really hot, so you can't really, you know, imagine that, but there's heating here for the cushion and also a calf massage. So the massage function really goes up till here. That's of course really spectacular. Now I'm really looking forward with 1m86 or 6'1", if that's enough for me. Yeah, oh, that's a little bit dirty here. So I would say, I mean, it does fit here, but I would say ideal is rather when you're like 180 or 6 foot, then it's absolutely ideal. Here in that way, I already, you know, hit the back seat with my feet. It's okay. I mean, it's a super long car, but I need to be like really far in the back here, and then, yeah. Well, for example, if I just lean a little bit to the left, have it like, you know, my body a little bit inverted, then it's actually fine with my feet also. And hey, that's a relaxed position as well. And I can, for example, take a look at this panoramic roof and also listen to the 4D Burmester surround system, which is also serving the function of active noise cancellation. So together with the passive noise cancellation measures, for example, they apply some dampening foam already to the raw chassis that is then kind of growing up and filling the gaps. New technology introduced with the new S-Class, not exclusive to the Maybach, but here exclusive then with this active noise cancellation that is even topping that. And this is activated while driving then, so really looking forward now then to the driving. What role does this play? And by the way, when I'm here in this super lazy position, here by this button here in the ceiling, I can then close the door from here. That's like a boss, right? And here let's take a look at the ambient lighting entry badge, and this is then really cool. Look at that. So there's ambient lighting at the back part of the seats right there. Then also all the way around the back seats here. And if we take a look to the front, here we go. Then also at the inside of the doors and dashboard, you can also, for example, pick two different colors for the upper, the lower part. And even the speakers of the sound system have this ring around. So overall, really impressive. Welcome to Thomas's luxury driving lounge with the Mercedes Maybach here in the V12 version, the S680. And you can see here the screen with the augmented reality with the arrows, so you have to turn left. And the interesting thing is that the very same thing actually I also see in the head-up display, and quite in a large way. So this augmented reality function also for the head-up display, and that's of course a really cool thing to have. And wow, I mean, it starts driving. You have different driving modes, and they have sport mode here. Oh, yeah, see here, sometimes it takes a while. They have individual, you can have individual features, comfort mode, and okay, there's the Maybach mode. And yeah, see here the controlling here of the different driving mode, it's sometimes a little bit laggy, you know. The Maybach mode, this is a very interesting thing, because in the Maybach mode, it actually drives really smooth. Well, on the other hand, sport mode. It's incredible. I mean, this car is super fast. I mean, you feel the whole weight moving. It's really a very, very special feeling also here in the corner now. So the air suspension, which is of course standard, is a little bit stiffer than in the sport mode. And yeah, I mean, in the sport mode, it kind of feels sporty, you know, as far as it goes. And that's really astonishing. So, wow, really impressed by that. And such a flawless acceleration, and it wasn't really even flooring, it was like quarter to half throttle I had there. And it's really a very strange feeling when so much weight is actually accelerating. So, wow. So this car can also be thrilling, no matter if you go for the V12 or the V8. Said earlier that the V8 is just 0.3 seconds slower. So yeah, but I mean, holy moly, wow. Whew. Yeah, really massive acceleration power. Of course, most of the time that's probably not what you want to do or will do. Yeah, on the motorway, you know, then you maybe push it through for an acceleration, getting on the motorway and so on. But the even more important thing is this calmness, you know. So we go back to the Maybach mode. It's sometimes really hit and miss, you know, when hitting the infotainment system. That's it about these vehicles, you know. Hardware-wise, they're so great, drivetrain and suspension and so on. But the infotainment solution, we just see that Tesla has a great one, Polestar and Volvo with the native Google integration. Yeah, but BMW and Mercedes, they offer a lot of functionality, but sometimes it's kind of over-engineered, you know. The BMW system is to me a little bit faster, by the way. So at the moment, I will do a separate video on infotainment systems very soon. But at the moment, I really see it more like, you know, the Polestar and the Volvo system than the Tesla and then maybe the BMW. But back here to the S-Class Maybach, this is such a calm experience. And I do feel the active noise cancellation. That's a huge difference to the S-Class. And we have talked about active noise cancellation also in other reviews. You know, Ford is using that, for example. You know, we had it in the Ford Kuga, the new Ford Kuga, and the Ford Edge, for example. And I kind of have the same experience as for that you really feel that noise this, you know, active noise insulation or active noise cancelling. So a passive noise insulation is always, to me, better. This one here, I mean, it's strangely silent in here. You hear absolutely nothing in here, nothing. You know, when cars are passing by, it's like, are there really cars passing by, or are they bicycles or something? However, it depends on how sensitive you are. But for me, you know, I can hear very well, I think at least. And I somehow have this, like this vacuum feeling at my ears now. Just a little bit. It's not too bad, but it feels unnatural. You know the effect when you are wearing noise-cancelling headphones. When you're, for example, in the plane or so. And in this case, it's good because yeah, you're evening out a very loud noise. And here, it's not that you would need to even out very loud noises. And some other manufacturers do this active noise cancellation because they don't pay so much money for the development of the passive noise cancellation here. But here they do. So I think it's impressive not to hear anything at all. But I think that the passive noise insulation here for the S-Class is so good anyway. They should have kept it with that, because I don't feel that well with this active noise cancellation in the vehicle. Because it gives you a feeling of that's an unnatural non-noisiness, you know what I mean? So very interesting aspect. We can talk a lot about this. It doesn't bother me too much, but it's definitely notable, and I don't like it personally. I think if you really want to buy this vehicle, you gotta try it out yourself first. I would prefer it to be just a little bit noisier as far as it goes, and just go for the normal S-Class and just live with that. I mean, the normal S-Class is perfectly silent, so yeah, whatever, I think. Here once again, back to the sport mode, and we do some 60 to 100 easily. Well, that's it already. Wow, really impressive and great from this all-wheel drive. All European and US drivetrains have the all-wheel drive so far then. Wow, good power distribution. And I mean, even in the sport mode, it drives super relaxed. Yeah, better to switch the driving modes here instead of hitting the touchscreen right there. Back to the Maybach mode. In the Maybach mode, also the shifting, for example, is made in a so smooth way that you don't feel the shifting transitions, for example. I have everything also in the line of sight here with the head-up display. And indeed, it feels different than the S-Class from the setup. And also you feel this longer wheelbase indeed. Also when you're here in the front driving, you just feel that the car is even longer. And it is definitely less flexible. And it feels like the car is telling me, I rather prefer to be driving straight. Again, the suspension is so great and the steering is also very natural that you can actually steer that around, no problem. But due to that very long wheelbase, it more feels like this highway cruiser. You literally feel it. You know, when you're sitting here in Germany, we also said the popometer, which would be like the, how can I translate that? Yeah, so you know what you're feeling, you know, with your back where you're sitting. So that's the kind of translation for that. Here once again, augmented reality function, and also in the head-up display I see the big arrows. That's also a very impressive feature, definitely. So it is a car to relax already as a driver, and when you then, for example, sit in the back there, enjoy being chauffeured, you can really enjoy that. Yeah, I've seen it, you know, showed that to you earlier. When you are actually a little bit taller like me, you cannot lay straight and stretch your legs completely. Yeah, but then the question is like, I mean, how long do you want to make such a car that this is possible? Yeah, probably when you're a CEO, you shouldn't be that tall, maybe. I don't know about that. But I've also shown it when I go a little bit to the side, then it's actually also fine. Let's go to the sports mode once again. When we go to the motorway here now, let's see. Whoa, yeah, this is pushing me out of the corner because of the weight. You do feel that, and sound. That's 120. Then back to the comfort mode or the Maybach mode. Assistant systems here, setting lane keeping and also distance. Even in the augmented reality head-up display, I see now like a distance indicator in front of the other car. That's also pretty interesting. And the car is being kept in the lane. It's not meant to be driven autonomously, although this car is capable of level 3 autonomous driving. So it can do it, but it's not said that, you know, that it's been done yet. Normal would be level 2, that you have to intervene in some point here, and when you hold the steering wheel, you don't have to shake it. By capacitive function, the car already knows, once again, that you are still here, actually. And here at 100 kilometers or 60 miles an hour, you hear, once again, nothing from the outside. The noise insulation is so superb, and of course, yeah, great performance from the engine anyways. How are you doing? What's up, boss? Yeah, that's probably how it goes then. But I mean, it's really a lot of fun to steer this car around. You're really feeling you are commanding a big cruiser on the 7Cs. So I'm not even sure if I would use the seat in the in the back right there. I would definitely still want to drive on my own. Or what about you? Of course, you can work, you know, when being chauffeured. That's of course, you know, the whole intention of it, and just relax a little bit and use the time in a better way. But When you're a chauffeur and get this one here as your chauffeur vehicle, I think you have done everything right then. So once again, changing lanes. Side mirror is also with the blind spot monitor. And yeah, I can literally drive this car the whole day. You will need seat cooling a lot when it's hot, because these seats are so plush that they get warm quite easily. And now I have the seat cooling on. Yeah, that goes quite quickly. Then I now get a fresh breeze then from the back. So the steering, by the way, when you have the hard outside, it's a very interesting, different feeling than when it has the classical wrap. But yeah, basically, why not? It's definitely something special. We know it also from old Jaguars, for example, which had like the painted wood around. This is also then like the bright painted wood. This is also a very classy feature then for these classical luxury cars. While driving, of course, not everything is so easy to control, like temperature in the infotainment system, and yeah, with the driving modes, for example, and also capacitive buttons here on the instruments. So once again, the user interface for these new Mercedes models, not good. I mean, it's really sophisticated what you can do, but the question is, do you really need that? And I think rather not. You don't need so much. And some functions are just distracting to use. I would have preferred if we could keep more physical buttons, that the interface is just easier and more straightforward, and not just saying like, oh, let's make it as fancy as possible and make everything with capacitive buttons. But once again, very impressive from the driving part here. And yeah, I think I'll enjoy some more motorway and also some countryside routes. It's really cool. But would I go for a normal S-Class or this one? I think I would rather go for the normal S-Class, because at some points it's all, it's maybe also too much, and also too long. But this one, of course, actually just makes sense when you really are very often using the part there in the rear. If you predominantly drive yourself, then rather stick with the normal S-Class, then you'll also be just fine. We also have a normal S-Class driving review. This will be very interesting, and also EQS content, so the electric S-Class, also tune into that. And last but not least, the Mercedes Maybach GLS. This one is also, AJ had a test drive on that one, so you have a lot of same features actually, but then the SUV driving position, also see it there.